Hello and welcome to Poor Unfortunate Podcast, where Disney is what we do. It's what we live for. We're the two besties you never knew you needed. I'm Caroline Aimetti.
And I'm Conor Perkins. This is a Disney podcast for grown-ups because we believe magic gets better with age. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to all of our returning listeners and viewers. Thank you so much for joining us once again, and welcome to any new listeners or viewers. Thank you so much for hitting play. Please also remember to hit follow or subscribe wherever you're getting the podcast. That way all of our episodes download to your device and you don't miss out on anything. And opt in for notifications if you're on YouTube. And then right now or at the end of the episode, make sure that you hit 5 stars, leave a written review or a comment wherever you're getting the podcast. It's one of the best things you can do to support us and help other people find the podcast. So thanks for doing that. It's been a minute.
Have
Sorry,
you all
everybody.
been hagsing? Have you been having a good summer? Because we just took a minute
Or
there.
have you been hackers having a kick-ass summer?
A kick-ass summer.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
A lot has been happening for us, so thank you for bearing with us while we took a little bit of a break after our Lady Tremaine episode, which, that was so great, but that feels like a long time ago. Connor and I both had trips. We saw Ariana Grande.
We did.
We've just been like figuring out
time
life
together.
stuff. We were together for a little while, and we launched our merch line. Oh my god!
So if you haven't been paying attention to us on social media, number one, where have you been? But number two, the most magical printing company collab that we have been teasing.
Oh my god, we've been talking about
time.
it forever. We did it. We did it, Joe.
Here. It's here. So we partnered with our dear friend and Poor Unfortunate fan member, Alexandra, who runs Most Magical Printing Company, and we launched 5 different designs, including apparel and home decor.
Yes, which you will see in the background here at some point.
now.
Yeah, we're each wearing 2 of the t-shirts.
Yeah, Caroline's got the La Vie est Grande.
With my
Grand
beloved Grand
Marnier.
Marnier slush.
And then I have the Pride, My Tears Are Mickey-shaped shirt as well.
That one is so fabulous. Yeah.
It's really good.
Y'all.
But go check out all of the designs if you haven't. You can buy them in our shop, poorunfortunatepodcast.com/shop. They're all right there. We're even running a deal right now, too, where if you spend $50, you get free shipping. So go get it.
Come
If you are a
on.
member of the Poor Unfortunate Patreon, if you're a Trident tier member, you get a merch credit. So use your merch credit. Go get some merch.
Or no better time to join if you were thinking about it, because then it kind of helps pay for itself.
Very true. So if you do want to support the podcast even more than just, liking something here or there or subscribing, you can join the Poor Unfortunate Patreon. It's patreon.com/poorunfortunatepodcast. We have 2 different tiers. All of our plans are under $10. It gives you ad-free episodes, behind-the-scenes stuff, exclusive content, bonus episodes. And if you're a Trident tier member, you get Caroline What's New, which is our bi-weekly mini-episode series where we go through all the latest and greatest in Disney news. So
yeah, we've been banking a lot of news. The next Caroline What's New is going to be totally loaded. So you should join in now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be loaded. And then D23 is coming up too.
Oh my God. Yeah. We'll probably do something. Yeah. We'll have to, we have an inkling of some of the things we're going to get updates on at this D23, and it's going to be major. So I think we'll be doing something for the Patreon then as well.
But truly, no better time to join the Poor Unfortunate Patreon than right now. Get that merch credit. Head over to poorunfortunatepodcast.com/shop and buy merch from the new collab.
Yes.
It's so
and then
good.
send us pictures. Some of you have done that already, and it makes us so happy. And you all look really, really good in this merch. So thank you.
And thank you to Alexandra for all of your work on this. She's been the best partner to have in this ever.
Yes.
And we have more ideas of future stuff. So this isn't the end by any means.
Yes, absolutely. I just love that the podcast has brought people like Alexandra to us and us to her. So special.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Caroline.
So why don't we finish off this cycle of
Yes. The second cycle of season 5.
Let's do this. So we're gonna take it easy this time. We're on to our wild card. We're gonna do something relaxed. We're gonna catch up. We're gonna chit chat. We're gonna have a laugh. And we're going to call it a cycle. So this idea actually came from Connor. So Connor, why don't you tell everybody what we're doing today?
Sure thing. So I'm a big fan of, the good old internet comedy people, like the folks who were at College Humor, now Dropout, and Smosh. And if you watch Smosh or see their videos, you probably know Smosh Reads Reddit Stories. It's also, they have a podcast version of it. Basically, they go onto Reddit and they read crazy stories from Reddit. And I was like, this is fantastic. It makes for such a fun episode to listen to and discuss. And I was like, I would love to be able to do something like this, but make it sort of Disney themed. So all credit goes to Smosh and the folks at Smosh for doing this. You guys are idols to me. I love watching your stuff. So thank you for the idea. We are going to do Poor Unfortunate Podcast reads Disney Reddit stories.
Yay!
So we have a couple stories for you here today that we have found in the bowels of Reddit.
I do love an Am I the Asshole thread. Like, I just love to lurk on those. So this was really fun to look for.
So we're gonna read some stories to one another, and we're gonna talk about them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get started. I'm going to start with my longer one. This is quite the tale. Honestly, it's giving audiobook. So the title of this post is Told My Boyfriend He Could Stay at Disney and Left Him.
Oh,
Settle in. I, 24 male, have been dating my boyfriend Marcus, 26 male, for about 4 years. Go off. This is going to be long, the longer I'm typing, but my emotions are everywhere. We had met through a mutual friend in college. I was in my sophomore year and he was in his senior year. We dated midway through my sophomore year and I attended his graduation. Marcus then headed to medical school and was living in his own apartment. He asked me to move in after a year of dating so that we could be closer, though our colleges and unis were not that far from each other. I had a full ride to college at the time, so I moved in and was working at my cafe just to meet people and earn extra money on the side while I was studying. We have met our families, and they're all super supportive of our relationship. Marcus comes from a very high-class family, and I come from a middle-class family.
Oh. All right.
There's so much detail in this one. We only ever had small disagreements. Example, one of us not fulfilling our part of the chores, and only ever fought once throughout our relationship. We were only living together for 3 months at this time. The fight was over him bringing over a friend, and honestly, me, Caroline, is going to skip this part because it's just too much.
Oh.
Okay? It's too much.
Wait, does they tell like the whole situation?
The whole disagreement. Yes.
Oh my God.
Now to track forward to this week. Also, if you skip down to the end of the thread, where is it? He says, like, I am wordy and have been my entire life. All my college papers and high school papers were always given back to me during draft phases because I'm too wordy and put too much detail into my writing. So anyway, he wrote about their only disagreement up until that point. Okay. Now to track forward to this week. Both Marcus and I have been to Disney about 2 times together. But with family or friends, he's gone at least 20, where I have only been once for a family trip. And I just wasn't necessarily a huge fan, but love roller coasters. This year, we planned on going to Disney together for a full week, as the last time we went, we had to leave abruptly due to Marcus's mom being in the hospital. She's doing okay now. We flew to Orlando on Monday, and we started going to the parks on Tuesday, as Monday was a rest day, fly-in day. The thing about Marcus is he is very much a Disney adult. He spends about $5,000 to $7,000 each time he's visited, and if he wanted to, he could probably stay for a month. Again, his family has a lot of money, and I never really discussed our finances. So when we had to leave abruptly, he shut down and didn't talk to his family for a few weeks after the hospital visit because he couldn't stay at his happy place for as long as he wanted, as long as he planned.
Mom was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
This has been a mental note in my head, and it's bothered me. But it wasn't worth arguing about with him. I was also just happy he reluctantly agreed to staying in Airbnbs instead of the resorts itself from now on. And this note in here kills me.
Wait, that was a struggle?
Getting a noise complaint by a Disney worker is a haunting thing for me, says the poster. Incredible.
I don't want to get a noise complaint, or is it we don't stay there anymore because I
think don't want to, because think about it, they've only been there one time before. It couldn't be that.
Well, I mean, I what if the noise complaint was about him, keening Electra style?
Well,
because he found out that his mom is going to steal him away from his happy place.
It does get worse. It does get
Jesus.
worse. The first 2 days were great, and I know Marcus was enjoying himself. On our 3rd day, I began to become ill from heat exhaustion as I wasn't properly hydrating myself. We were in Adventureland, and it began to rain, and my symptoms worsened from the humidity. Mind you guys, each day we were going to be in Orlando, we were going to a different park. While we were eating one of the cafes and waiting for the rain to stop, Marcus began to notice my symptoms and me playing with my food and went, "What's wrong?" I told him that I'm not feeling well and that I think I need to go back to our Airbnb. His smile faded, and I noticed he was tapping his foot, which he always does when something is not particularly in his liking. Marcus's voice was cracking when he asked if I can wait until the fireworks. This kind of surprised me. It was 4 p.m. and the fireworks weren't going to happen till around 9 p.m. I slowly shook my head at Marcus and said, "I'm sorry, Mark, but I'm really not doing well and haven't since noon. I tried pushing through, but the heat is getting to me." Marcus was beginning to get annoyed and put his fork down and started to point at me with a stern voice. "Don't ruin this for me too." My heart, my heart sank.
Don't. The point is everything. Don't ruin this.
I don't mean to laugh at the heat exhaustion part because that's actually very real.
No, that's real. And you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to applaud this person for pushing through. If they were like, I'm not feeling great
Till
around
4?
noon, but they
Oh.
pushed through 4
I would
hours.
be on the
I'm
floor
like,
at
okay,
that point. Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Listen, I go hard. I go
Yeah.
hard in Disney, and I'm just like, I was the kid who my dad had a full on collapse when I was there and got
Oh
like
my
whisked,
God, this
like,
story kills me. Yeah.
he got taken away into the utilidors and everything by Disney people, and I was just like, well, he was a good dad.
And you
and
were like,
moved
what?
on-
How old were you?
I was like 3 or 4, and I was like, he was a good dad. And then I was like, let's ride the Peter Pan ride again. I moved on. So like, listen, I get it, but there are red flags here.
There are. My heart sank when he said that, and I felt tears start to come out. That really stung, and I just got up and looked at him saying, "You can stay here then and Uber back to the Airbnb." I only grabbed my fanny pack that had my key card to the Airbnb to get away from him. I only looked back at him to see if he was going to react, and he just got up and went the opposite direction back to the other rides. During the Uber ride home, I was just silently crying and texting my best friend, who I'll call Lisa, which it's so funny he never mentions Lisa again, what happened. She's
R.I.P. Lisa.
furious, but I begged her not to mention anything yet as everything was still fresh. I didn't even want to stay at the Airbnb when Marcus got back, so I extended my ride to the nearest hotel after grabbing my belongings in my suitcase. Fast forward to 1 a.m. Thursday. Marcus began calling and texting me where I was. We don't have our locations on for each other. I'm going to step out as Caroline and say, you should, especially on a trip. That's just me. I know people have varying degrees of opinions about that, but I think at that point when you're traveling, you should. But okay, especially when someone's not feeling well. You know, you should know where he is. If he has heat exhaustion, anyway. I told him I needed space and that I'm staying at a hotel until the morning. Then he began to furiously text me saying I'm ruining his Disney trip and telling him to stay was gaslighting him to leave his happy place because I was tired. That if I don't come back, he's not going to forgive me for this. I'm hurting a lot because I do love Marcus, but his lack of care for my health and well-being on top of his selfishness for this Disney trip is cutting deep. Am I the asshole?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
There are some edits here. The main gist of this is, let's see. He knew he was experiencing heat exhaustion. He never expected Marcus to come back with him.
okay.
I
mean, yeah.
I think he did, though. I think he kind of did,
I think
which is
he-
understandable. I get
Yeah,
it.
like that's the thing is like I bring up the story of me as a little kid being like, well, he's a good dad, I'm gonna stay in the park and whatever, like he's having an emergency, he's going to a hospital and everything. But I was a child, like I didn't understand that. Like even if I'm there with a family member, even if I'm there with like you or like a friend, if someone's having some
Sick.
sort of illness or whatever, like yeah, it sucks. But you go. I mean, well, actually, you know what? I
was gonna say,
I did this with Aaron once too. I was.
I believe that.
Wait, I
I
think-
believe it.
Wait, maybe I am Marcus because there was one time she fully like wrecked herself on some steps going down, like some steps outside of our hotel and like hurt her back. And I was like, I can't go to see Fantasmic, and I was
I can
bitter as hell.
so see that. I'm sorry, but I can so see that.
But again, I was still relatively a child there. But if you're there with your significant other who you supposedly love and whatnot, like, and they're having an emergency.
Okay, yes, that piece of it. And actually, the funny thing is, Connor and I were gossiping recently when we were together about like, where's the line with your partner where it's like, I'm going to put aside the thing that I need because my partner is dealing with something. I was telling him about somebody that I know who did something I thought wasn't cool. But anyway, so there's a line, like your partner not being well is the line to me. However, I want to come clean here. I have definitely gotten a little freaky with the happy place thing. I know that I have. I'm
Yeah,
very like,
does something
it
to
does,
you.
it's like my husband and I, the first time, which trip was this? There was a trip where he went with my family. It might have been the first time where we went together. Or no, we had been together before. He needed to work. He tutors. And so he was tutoring while we were on the trip. And so would like I would make him, because I need to, when I go there, shut out the real world so much. I made him go out on the balcony and tutor outside because I was like, I don't want to hear it in my hotel room. I'm on vacation. Like, the real world does not exist for me. If you're going to work, like, you can go outside. And another time, see, maybe it's just him. He would laugh if he heard me talking about this. When we were there another time, he's also an actor. He got a call back for a really big thing. It was a director session. It was important. And to be fair, I was like upset, but I'm like, you have to go.
Yeah.
But I was still like definitely unreasonably upset that like the trip and the moment that the bubble got popped.
And see, here's the thing. You are allowed to feel that. As some like these trips, they're very emotional. Let's be real. Like, for
and the funny thing is,
who,
reading the comments in these Reddit threads about these things, people come for Disney adults about getting so emotional about it, and I know you and I are willing to defend that. Like,
I'll defend it because there's a lot of things that are tied up into it from whether like Marcus has clearly been to Disney a lot of times. There's a lot of
that's the part where he
history
loses me a
too.
little. 20 times is a lot of times.
That is a lot of times. But there's like a level of nostalgia or whatever. Like, there's an emotional attachment to this place that happens. I get that. And you are allowed to feel sad. If someone is having an issue and it's going to take you out of the park or something like that, you're allowed to feel sad. I would say this. If your favorite place is like Yosemite,
I was going to say on any vacation,
and like
if it gets ruined
someone
a little
breaks
bit from what you planned,
ankle, like, you're allowed to feel sad about that. You can feel sad about that and do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think doing the right thing in this is to be like, oh my God, are you okay? What do you want to do? And you leave it up to the other person. You say, what do you want to do? And they can say, I want to go back to the Airbnb. And if but here's the thing, what's the other guy's name? Marcus and
we don't, that's the poster, so doesn't share his name. Yeah.
The OP.
Yeah.
So Marcus, like, if OP says, like, if Marcus turns it back and is like, what do you want to do? And like OP says, I want to go back and I'm good to just go back alone. You're good to stay here. OP has to believe that. Like, OP has to be okay with him actually staying there. Otherwise, you have to say what you want. You can't expect them to be a mind reader.
Yeah.
So like, if he says like it's okay for you to stay in the park, then you can't hold that against them. Same thing. Like, I think of like my dad, if I went to Williamsburg, which is his favorite place, like, if I said to him, because it gets hot there too, I'm like, I want to go back to the hotel. I'm feeling really, really hot. I'm not well. And he says, okay, well, do you want me to come with you? And I say, no, that's okay. It has to be okay. If I say no, it's okay, that has to be true. That's not fair to the other person.
And
so that's why I don't fully believe that he wasn't expecting him to come back, because if he wasn't expecting him to come back, then like with him, then why would he get so upset to move? But the finger pointing, the reaction to the situation that Marcus had is completely off base. Like, you can't just be like, don't you ruin this for me. How about start with like are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do? Should we get a cast member to help us?
Also, I feel as though people getting heat exhaustion, getting sick on a Disney vacation is just par for the course. Like, every time me and my family go, unfortunately, something happens to somebody, and you just have to like adjust. Like, even if it's like, the OP wants Marcus to come back with him for a little bit, Marcus could probably end up back there for the fireworks while the OP is asleep and taking a rest. You know what I mean? Like, there's options. The only place where the OP gets me here is running off to the hotel. taking your stuff and running away and not telling Marcus where you went?
Yeah,
You're just as bad. You're pulling as much drama as you're just as dramatic. You two are perfect together. The drama, I would do some shit like that. Don't get me wrong.
No, you 100%
I would totally do that.
You
But
would.
I recognize that it's wrong.
And see, like that's the thing. I think, listen, objectively, I don't think OP is the asshole. See, like fully the asshole here. I think on the scale there is more asshole coming from Marcus, but that doesn't mean that there is no asshole coming from OP.
Yeah.
OP had some things that like they need to be more clear, I think, in some of their communication here.
Yeah.
And their expectations of what Marcus would do, and like communicate that to Marcus, because then if Marcus fails to meet those expectations and you voiced them very clearly, then like he's the asshole. But you can't have expectations of someone that you're not willing to truthfully tell them. That's like my
and listen, and
big pet
I'm
peeve.
agreeing with you, and I'm saying that as these are all lessons I've had to learn as a person in a relationship. Like, you got to learn these things. But one thing that also got me is a lot of the commenters were like, wait, Marcus is in medical school, he's going to be a doctor, and you were ill and he didn't care at all? That is a little concerning. That's concerning. Yeah, he's in medical school. That's a problem.
Oh my God, can you imagine like
you
Marcus
come in
being
and
a full-on doctor?
And you're like,
but
I'm sick.
No. He's a full-on doctor. He's in Disney World. Someone's having a heart attack. And someone's like, we need a doctor here. Marcus would probably say,
oh, Marcus is like, you're ruining my vacation.
He'd be like,
which
point.
Let me tell
and be
you,
like, don't you, to the heart attack patient, don't you ruin this for me.
Let me tell you though, I don't think I ever told this story on my Disney Wish episode, but I told Conor this story. When I boarded the Disney Wish, someone in the dining room when we got on and had lunch was choking, and a doctor saved him. It's a grown man, and I'm not judging at all because it could happen to literally any of us. A doctor ran up and saved him, who was there on vacation with his family. And then I don't know what happened, to be honest with you. It seemed as though something was happening again, because first of all, this guy didn't leave the dining room. He stayed and just continued on with the meal.
How do you do that?
I
wouldn't put a single thing in my mouth again.
Ever again, I'd be terrified. You know that's true about both of us.
Liquid diet. At least for the day.
The person at the table next to him starts calling for help again. And this poor guy had just sat back down with his family, his kids. And I could tell that he was just like, fucking hell.
Somebody else get this one. But
so, thank you. I mean, what a time to be saying this in the news in this country. Thank you, healthcare workers. But maybe it's hard to like access that part of you when you're trying to have your vacation with your significant other, just pushing your buttons. I don't know.
Yeah, do no harm. Marcus, I think is gonna just do nothing.
Do nothing. Yeah,
I think he's gonna stop. He's gonna say do no and then stop. Stop there.
No.
Do no. Do Dumbo, and then go there. Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah, I think asshole, not the asshole, but some asshole tendencies.
Yeah, and then OP needed to just not run away.
Yeah.
Because that would also, did Marcus show the right amount of concern initially? No, but that would be concerning to me if I got back and the person who said they were sick was not there.
Woof. Okay. Am I the asshole for blasting Disney music? Hello, I, 16-year-old female, have an older brother, 19-year-old male, who's one of those prank YouTubers and TikTokers.
Oh, boy.
He's been doing this kind of content since 2017, first on YouTube, then expanding to TikTok for short form around 2020. He's decently popular with children and makes some pretty good money from it. It's annoying for me, and I hate it. As his little sister, I'm constantly having a camera shoved in my face, even when I'm busy. He's pranked me by pretending to delete my school projects off my laptop, throwing out my homework, study material, and once fabricated a fake report card that he gave to my tech-illiterate parents, which got me grounded for a month, even after I proved that my grades are good, because they never go back on their punishments.
Oh, my God.
He has also come to my work to surprise me and prank me, which has gotten me in trouble with my manager until they moved me to working in the back and not up front with customers because he'd come in so much. With my money, I recently bought a Bluetooth speaker. And whenever I see him with his stupid camera, I blast whatever Disney music I can. Let it go. We don't talk about Bruno. Anything I can, because Disney is vicious with copyright and the
Yeah.
footage is useless. He's tried talking to me before about it, usually on camera, to work out our issue, which means me stopping so that he can go back to making money off pranking me, because I'm apparently very popular with his audience. He's been slowly losing views and followers, which he is blaming me and my speaker for. My parents are taking his side as he's providing for us and he's the golden child. So, Reddit, am I the asshole?
Oh my God. He's providing for the family? As at 19 with prank videos? At the expense of his sister's job? No. No.
See, here's the thing about
No.
non-consensual pranks. Like I get that all pranks have an element of surprise, but there's a difference between surprise and consent.
At someone's work? First of
No.
all, the number one people who are in the wrong here are the parents.
That
Let's just start with that. I don't know what is wrong with these people. This is why some people shouldn't be parents. No, this is what's the phrase for this? It's like what is it when you like don't cooperate but in like a mischievous way? What is that called? It's like what am I what's the phrase? It's like something disobedient, like
civil disobedience.
no, it's like some other kind of disobedience. It's like chaotic. I don't know, but this is whatever
like
that
chaotic,
is. It's like
like
chaotic disobedience. And I'm a huge fan of chaotic disobedience. Okay,
Yeah.
and this is not hurting. It's not revenge. It's just shutting down what he's doing in like the funniest way.
Yeah.
I think it's actually really brilliant.
Well, we've got some updates here and some relevant comments.
Okay.
So one comment is, does he pay you? What do you mean he provides? OP says, my parents do still work, but he bought our house and he does pay for the mortgage while they cover bills and groceries. I do pay my own phone bill because of my job, but that's all. He does still get views from his videos, but without me, they're not as high as they would be if I was in it. He's still making money from those videos. When it comes to pranks, he doesn't believe in boundaries or faking, telling me about what he did beforehand because he likes getting my genuine reaction to whatever he's done. Him not faking his prank is one of the reasons people like his content, unfortunately. My payment is living in the house he bought, and his viewers got tired of him pranking our parents in 2018, and they did tell him if he didn't stop, they'd kick him out. So they're off limits, but not me because better me than them. The house was bought in 2020. These parents are
their child?
Awful. The house was bought in 2020. Before then, we lived in a small apartment where he would prank them. My mom particularly got annoyed with his pranks and told him either he stop or find somewhere else to live.
No.
These parents suck.
They're like evil movie parents.
They're like kind of getting
Wormwoods.
bullied by their child.
They're like the Wormwoods from Matilda.
Yeah. And
what
they
the
don't,
hell?
No. You have no. Oh my God. Another comment. How about starting your own channel?
No.
I want to go to college. I haven't had social media for several years. Once creepy fans tried to follow my Instagram account after he got popular, I scrubbed everything. I have no interest in YouTube, Instagram, or any other social media career. I don't have any social media and I'm not interested in making one. Seeing gross comments on his own videos is bad enough. I don't want to have to see those all the time or have people know anything about me outside of his videos. He has a young audience for the most part, but there are still uncomfortable comments from 12-year-olds and comments from older men.
Color me shocked.
Other than that,
always
his
a
viewers
man.
like me because of my reactions. I tend to have pretty big ones, so they like that because they're big and genuine, unlike other channels that stage pranks. It's mostly that they like my reactions. There aren't that many gross comments, just enough in the past few years to make me uncomfortable. Can you show the comments to your parents? They're incredibly tech illiterate and not good with English. He got me grounded for a month showing them a paper report card he photoshopped and printed out. They don't watch the videos at all or look at the comments. Someone says definitely move out at 18.
I mean, yeah, but she's not trying to become emancipated right now, so no. Yes, you're the asshole if your brother is running this YouTube channel supporting the family and not pranking you, then you need to stop doing that. But as long as he's doing this to her without her consent, girl, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Update. I didn't expect my post to blow up like it did, but I thought that everyone would want to know I'm now safe. First, those who thought my brother would try and destroy my speaker were right. He destroyed multiple, but I kept buying more as they were cheap, and I have a lot of money saved up for when I eventually move out. I also told my best friend's mom everything. Before all this, she knew that my brother made content online, which is why I always go to my friend's house and not the other way around. I practically live there anyway, so she very quickly agreed that I can stay until I turn 18. While packing my stuff, I started participating in pranks again to keep my brother and parents happy so they wouldn't be suspicious. I kept telling my brother about an epic prank I was planning and a few clips of me talking about it were in videos, and fans got really hyped for it. The prank was me taking the last of the stuff that was still in my room and using a lot of printer paper and tape to write notes all over my walls, bed, desk, everywhere that said things along the lines of, "Have fun without me. I'm not coming back. I hate your pranks," and other comments.
If this person is making enough from these prank videos to support the family, this is someone that people could find online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I doubt he'll post the video, but I like to imagine he turned purple seeing it all. I'm currently at my best friend's house, and we are working things out legally so that I can stay without my parents claiming I was kidnapped or anything. I have also considered getting a restraining order against my brother, and am looking for a new job, hopefully with better pay, so he can't try to see me while I'm at work. I still won't be making any social media or exposing my brother. He can lose his fans on his own without my help, and I can stay anonymous and out of the public eye. Thank you for everyone who gave me advice. I really appreciate it.
That's really depressing.
Yeah, but also like good on this OP. Like
What kind of existence is that? What's happening?
I just
There's
think
almost part of me that's like, this can't be real.
I know, but the smart enough to go, I'm just gonna play Disney music. That's
What I wish I could remember the phrase that I'm trying to think of, but it's the perfect example of just like chaotic disobedience. I don't really know what the phrase is, but it's not harming anybody. It's just stopping the action in its tracks.
Yeah.
What is this?
It seems like this is like, maybe this is Disney saving this person, because clearly she needed to get saved, and this is her way out.
That is so sad on so many different levels.
Yeah,
like,
it sucks that like
continuing to like buy more speed. That's what this 16-year-old who's working is spending money on new speakers to do. It's just what's
just to
happening?
have just to have privacy. Like,
I mean, it's a whole other. I mean, that's a whole other topic of just like that has come up a lot with like influencers who have kids and they're putting their kids on their social media, and technically like these kids could be older and say, I never wanted to be on social media. I never wanted anybody to see me. It's such like a new world that we're dealing with now, like consent around social media. Oh my God. Definitely. If anyone said that person, that the OP is the asshole, they are the problem.
no, it seems everyone is very, very much on.
Can people please find this kid on YouTube and like report him? I don't care that I'm sorry, I don't care that he's supporting the family. I really don't care. If you are supporting the family causing harm, however minor people might call it, you're wrong. You're in the wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, I think she's got a great friend too, and a great friend's family. Like,
oh my God. If I was the mom of the friend, I'd be like, what the hell is happening with your family?
if I was the mom from that other family, I would march right over there to those parents and be like, what is happening in your house? Why do you have none of the control here?
This also just is like it touches on a whole other thing that, really gets me worked up about, just like men having a laugh at the expense of women enrages me. And this is just like that to the nth degree.
What I really don't like about it is her sort of like compensation for being part of these videos is being allowed to stay in the house.
She's a child.
But she's a minor.
Legally a child, yeah.
But at the same time, her brother isn't obligated to house her. Her parents are.
Right. And also,
What
it's
are
like
these parents
she's not even getting
doing?
everything paid for.
No, she's paying for her phone bill.
No.
Like, where I think, yes, you're 100% right. It all comes down on these parents, and these parents suck.
They suck. Okay, let's see. Okay. Sorry, this is another Parks one, but I do find it to be an interesting conversation. So this one is, am I the asshole for selling something at Disney? Hey, y'all. This past day was the last day that a show at Disney was operating. A friend with me, who is a diehard fan of this show, wanted to go to the last showing possible and made it clear he didn't care if I accompanied him. He just wanted to see it himself, due to me not being a huge fan of it and just wanting to enjoy a day at the parks. Me, Caroline, is adding in, through the timing and the math, it's Muppet
This feels
Vision
like Muppet
3D.
Vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got there early with him, right when they opened, where I received a wristband that entitled you to a seat to the very last showing, allowing you to enjoy the rest of your day at the park. Fast forward 12 plus hours, and we are 30 minutes away from the final showing. I'm exhausted, but going to push through to make it. As we are waiting outside the theater, a group comes up to us to make small talk and mentions how they are huge fans, but missed getting a wristband in the morning. As we mentioned that we received ours, one talks about how badly they wanted it, and half joking, I said, $150 and it's yours. After thinking about it, he sent the money and I gave it to him, asking my friend 100% if he's cool that I bail and get some sleep at the hotel, and he mentions that it is fine. Later that night, my friend arrives at the hotel fuming on how I took advantage of this 22-year-old, how he's not fully developed and doesn't know the value of money, and mentions how he paid the guy back half because he was so embarrassed I took advantage of him. So please help me out here. Am I the asshole?
Wow. Okay, this was not going where I thought it was going to go, because I was expecting the this is tricky. I was expecting that the friend was going to come back fuming, and I'm like, well, you said it was okay. You can't.
Yeah, no, it's not about. They were fine that the friend did not come. They were honest about that. So that's what we were talking about before. Yeah, they were mad about the money, and I'm curious to hear what you think.
On one hand, I'm like, yeah, make your money if it means something to somebody or whatever. Like, great. Also, being like $150 and it's yours. If it was that important to that person to have been there, they would have been there at the time that it opened to have gotten their wristband.
Oh, shit.
Like,
that is, I know that you would probably say that.
Where I'm like, listen, if it's that, hell, Erin and I she wanted to get the Hawaiian shirt at the Orioles game. And that's the main reason why we were going to this Orioles game. So I made sure that we were at the gate. We were third in line to get it, because I was like, I'm not going to go to this when the whole reason why we're here is to get this Hawaiian shirt, and then us not be one of the first 20,000 people in to get this Hawaiian shirt. So it's kind of like a thing of, if the reason why you are here and you are such a big fan of the Muppets is to be there for the last one, you get your ass there when you need to be there to make it happen for yourself. So
damn, man.
On one hand,
damn.
I know I'm a little ruthless here.
You're ruthless.
On one hand, I am like, if it's worth $150 to this person to do what I did, wake up at the crack of dawn, be here right at the beginning or whatever, okay, sure, I see that. But then on the other hand, knowing that this person is 22, like knowing that they're an adult, but like they're young, $150 probably isn't something that comes by very easily for them. Yeah, that is how old is the OP? Do they say?
They didn't say. No. And people in the comments are arguing that 22 is an adult, and that's true. I actually just think that part
is not in this
a little.
And see, here's my thing. I'm like, all of that can be true. Like, you get yourself there. If it's worth that much money to you, it's worth that much money, this, there, and the other. Would I have done that? No. That's not the spirit of Disney.
And again, this person, maybe they haven't given an indication of how much of a Disney person they are.
Like, but
I do not feel it is in this. It's actually, and it's not even Disney. It's not even about the spirit of Disney. It's more just like the spirit of
humanity.
If I found out someone was willing to give me $150, my heart would be like, give it to them.
Yes.
It's not worth
yes,
that
no,
to me. So then therefore, if they were really willing to hand over that cash, there's no way I could let them actually do it.
Yes. So like I'm objectively I see the argument for make the money from the person if it means that much to them, if they are able to put a monetary value on it and you did the work and you got there early and you did the thing and they weren't willing to do that. I think it is fair. Like you're not crazy for being like, "Hey, I'll sell this." That's fine. You have justification to sell it if you want.
Like, yeah,
But
you have the right.
yes, you have
technically,
you
I
have the right.
guess.
That's
Well,
what
even
I'm
though
saying.
I'm kind of like, do you even? Like, Disney would definitely say, like, this is not for resale. So you don't even have the right to do that. But no one is making you give it away. Clearly, you were moved in some way by this person's desire to see it. And you don't have the right to put a monetary value on it, is my view. Like, yeah, it's a free country and you can try it and it worked out because you got your money, or not really, because then it became an issue with your friend. But I'm also kind of like, okay, with your example with the baseball game, there's a lot, like, what was it, first 20,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the last showing of Muppet Vision. How many people fit in a Muppet Vision theater? I don't know. We're not sure maybe if these people tried. Like, did they get there early and tried to I
think that's
make
where
it
I would
happen
need to
and
know
couldn't?
more about the story, like the story specifics. Like, what is the story that this kid told you? Was it like, oh, we were in line and we just missed it by like 50 people or whatever, or we were getting ready, but then my mom slipped on the stairs, a la Aaron,
My
and like
God.
that's where it comes down to I can sit here and I can see the argument for someone selling this. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I like how great is the feeling to be like, this is going to make this person's trip and I have the power to do that.
yeah.
And it costs me nothing.
Nothing.
In fact, like, I bet you that best friend would have come back if they had given it for free. That best friend probably would have come back, professed their love to them, and then they would have like lived happily ever after. But instead,
Yeah.
now their friend is like, I think rightfully pissed, and I think the friend did the right thing.
I get the embarrassment on the friend's part 100%. I think I would feel embarrassed too. And again, in the moment, you can't really stop it from happening. But it's also not like this person who wanted the wristband came up and was like, please give me that. Like, I'll give you anything. In that case, I'd be like, sure, make your money. If they come up to you ready to make a deal, maybe it's a little bit different. But that they were small talking outside of the theater, it sounds like. And it's just like, be chill.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You didn't care. You've said from the jump that you didn't care and you were only there early because your friend cared. So what is it to you? What is it to you? Why do you have to profit off of that? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the argument, but I wouldn't have done it. I get it. And like, yeah, we're ruled by capitalism, and I can see how you could take this to be an opportunity for capitalism. And yes, it is an opportunity for capitalism.
But also, like, legally,
for sure.
it's not for
But
resale. It's not. And you and I have gotten pissed about that in so many other ways, of people getting to something first and then profiting off of it. And I hate that. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I would
People
say
in the comments were super divided. Most people in the comments were like, number one, 22 is an adult, and basically we're like, number two, it's a free country. I just don't agree.
I think here's the thing. I'm like, are you allowed to do what you did?
Not even really. You're not. You're not.
I don't know what the rules and stipulations are around the wristbands.
I could make a guess.
I know, but they also might not have even done rules because they weren't thinking that people would do that. But I would say, like, is it a free country? Can you technically do this if that's what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Are you an asshole for doing it? Yeah. I think you're an asshole for doing it. That's not the spirit. That's not the spirit of Disney. That's not the spirit of. It costs nothing to be kind.
Yeah, I think the friend's point about like you took
kind.
advantage of a child isn't really the point. It's more just like you took advantage and you
Of
didn't
someone.
have to do that.
Like, you took advantage of someone.
Like, you wanted to go home. You wanted to go home to the hotel anyway. So what was the difference if you just gave it away?
Because also, if you gave it away, that person probably would have been like, "Oh my God, can I buy you this pin or something like that?" And like, You
Who
probably
knows
still would have.
what?
You probably still would have gotten something.
That's like some of my best Disney memories are like meeting people that way, like people helping each other out.
I
That's
know.
such a
That's my
shame.
favorite stuff too. And that's
Yeah,
I would say asshole.
I
Like
agree with you.
that's just
Sorry.
being an asshole. Like
Yeah, I kind of think so.
that bugs
It
me.
bugged me too. I knew I wanted to talk about that one with you.
That
Yeah.
bugs me.
Mm-hmm. And that's like an ongoing Disney. It's an ongoing problem in the world. Talk about Ticketmaster and everything like that. But it's an ongoing Disney problem of like the race to something, and then
Yeah.
people being able to profit off of the privilege or proximity or whatever it is that allows them to get this thing in the first place.
Yeah. And I guess I
Yeah.
think that's where I would also revise my if they wanted to, they would sort of aspect of it is I think there is some nuance to that too when it comes to Disney because there is a level of privilege that comes with going to those parks and whatnot. I think
Yeah.
if they wanted to, they would sort of attitude comes in because clearly they made it to the park that day. They were intending to come to the park. They had tickets, like they had all of the other things in. So if they wanted to, they could have. But also, I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't think it's not a nice thing. It's like you can't sit here and be like, "Hey, I made $150 off of this person for something that cost me nothing." I think in any situation you're going to be an asshole.
Yeah, and I could see myself in like you were saying, I've already taken the steps. I'm like in the park. I'm here. I'm close to this thing that's like a once in a lifetime moment. I could see myself almost being that guest who bought it too, being like, you know what? I'm right here. I'm right outside the Muppet Theater. Like I have this moment to be able to go in and be the last person to see it, and like allowing someone to like kind of take advantage of me, and I don't want people to do that.
Yeah, I'm interested more of like what is the specifics around the interaction that happened with this kid? What were the things that were said? Yeah. What was the situation?
Well, because some jaded people in the comments were like, "Oh, well, they were just talking about how badly they wanted it because they basically were asking for it." And I'm like, I don't believe that about people.
But also,
you're all there having this common experience. Of course, you're going to talk about it.
And also, I think if you were like, if I was hanging around there trying to see if someone had it. I think then I would be like, hey, I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to find somebody who has a wristband, doesn't want it. I'm willing to like make a deal with that person to get it. Like that sort of thing. Then I feel like it's kind of better. But also it's just like you can't then go into this. You can't make such a huge profit margin and not be an asshole. And I think that's kind of true of like everything. Anyone who's making that's
how much a day at the park costs.
I know. Anyone who's making a gigantic profit margin off of anything, a CEO, Amazon, like anything, you're an asshole. Like you don't get to feel good and sleep well at night.
Tell him. Tell him.
If I'm like, this cost me nothing to make, I'm going to sell it for $900. I'm making a huge amount of money. It's like, yeah.
It's also
is
like
that
you're saying
quote
it's
unquote
the
good
amount.
business? Sure.
Yeah.
But are you an asshole? Yeah.
If you're like, give me $20 and I'll go buy myself a corn dog on the way out, then I'm kind of like, sure, whatever, I guess. Like, but no, that's a day at the park. No.
That's a ticket. No. All right. Let's see. Am I the asshole for watching Disney movies with my boyfriend?
What a title.
For many reasons, my boyfriend Jake has never watched a Disney film. He didn't have the greatest childhood, and he's expressed to me that he feels shitty about it. So I decided that we'd have a Disney movie marathon. I'm saying Disney because it's pretty broad, but I'm making him watch any children's family movie. So far, we've watched a couple movies, and it's sort of bittersweet watching his reactions. He enjoys them, usually, but then gets upset that he didn't get to experience this as a child. I've asked him if he'd like to stop, but he says no every time. Now, I never thought I'd be the asshole for this, but his older sister and I were talking the other day, and she was really annoyed. I asked her if everything was okay, and she said no, and that I'm to blame. I was confused and asked her to explain, and she said, that you're constantly reminding Jake that his life sucked and our parents sucked because you want to watch some dumb movies, and it's pissing me off. I tried explaining everything I've said on this post and that he gets upset with me if I try to pause or whatever. But she just said, so you're okay with him crying all night? Your little brother has dyslexia, right? How would you like it if someone kept trying to remind him that he can't read? I call her crazy for making that comparison, but I will admit I'd be pissed. She insists I'm the asshole and that she and Jake deserve apologies for making them feel like shit. Now I'm wondering if I'm the asshole for watching Disney movies with my boyfriend. Jake and I are 18. His sister is 23.
Oh, boy.
I mean, this is like that classic sort of like teen college
Yes.
like dynamic.
Yes. I think the sister is the asshole.
I think so too.
It's
I'm
just
like,
not any of her business. I'm sorry.
That's
like,
exactly that. I'm like,
she has checked in with him. She's not forcing him to do it.
nope. In fact, she clearly says that like multiple times she will check in and be like, hey, do you want to stop? Do you want to pause? And he's like, no, I don't want to pause. I don't want to stop. He's processing.
It does.
And he's
call
allowed
into
to process.
question. Yes, absolutely. And it's not like it's going to be like, carefree. It's going to bring up some stuff. And then if your brother mentions it to you as the sister, it's going to bring up some stuff for you too. I'm not knocking that. I get it.
Like, you're entitled to have those feelings too. I think it's just misdirected energy and anger. That's
you're mad. You're mad at your
parents.
parents.
Your parents.
You're mad at your parents. Okay, so again, the parents are the problem probably here. And now the sister is continuing some dysfunctional like displacement things. And I'm just thinking about if I got reached out to by my significant other's like sister like that, I would be so bothered, and I'd just be like, what is this to you? But then it does make me wonder, what is the boyfriend saying to the sister? Again, like what we talked about earlier, is he saying one thing to the girlfriend and something else to his sister? I've talked many a friend through a thing like this where it's like, it seems like so again, I don't want to go and blame the woman here, where it seems like, oh, the sister is butting in where she doesn't belong. She needs to keep her opinion out of the relationship. But what is the boyfriend saying about this to his sister? Is he distorting reality and is like, she's making me watch these? Like, how is he crying himself to sleep? Like,
Yeah, and I think it is, I mean, the dyslexia
that's
comment
also just like, stop.
to equate someone's lived experience and like childhood trauma to a learning disability is a choice and a like definition of a false equivalency.
Also, okay, even if you don't sit down and have a Disney movie marathon, Disney movies and things related to them are everywhere. So if it's that triggering, you're going to be triggered by life.
Yeah.
And maybe it's better if you just sit and face it. Take it in
Honestly,
head on and like have control over it.
If I was OP, I'd be like, babe, do you want to come watch too? We can process it all together.
We can do. Yeah. And I think.
Honestly, I think the sister needs to watch a Disney movie, maybe.
Does.
Maybe she needs to watch Encanto.
That's a great choice.
And look at those sisters.
That's a great choice for her. I also think to some extent, this is different. They're 18. They're so young. But I do think in healthy romantic relationships, people can help each other heal wounds and like progress past things. And it's not always going to be like, it's going to hurt. But that's kind of what the right partner should do for you.
Yeah. I'm like, that's the ideal. That's the
like.
That's
Also,
kind of the
if
goal.
it's bringing up, if he's crying, not for nothing, he's probably like processing and releasing some shit he needs to process.
That's why
Are we being apologists for this?
That's why I'm like, sis, you need to come watch a Disney movie.
Yeah. But anyway, you shouldn't be tearing into an 18-year-old ever as a 23-year-old. You shouldn't be tearing into somebody else's romantic partner. That's for them to do, not you. There's just so many boundaries being crossed here that I just like, even if the sister had some sort of point, it's all for me destroyed by like the lack of boundaries and all that. But yeah, I do want to know what the boyfriend is telling his sister and if it's different than what he's telling his girlfriend. That would be a
Yeah, so
problem.
some of the comments we've got, not the asshole. If Jake didn't tell you he was uncomfortable and in fact repeatedly said he wanted to keep watching after you asked,
Mm-hmm.
that was the info you had to go on and you thought he wanted to do it, even if it was bittersweet for him. It might be nice to sit down with him on a separate occasion, not when you're in the middle of watching movies though, and let him know he can be completely honest with you if he's not enjoying it. His sister was probably trying to look out for him, but he's the only one who really knows how he feels. You're not an asshole for not being able to read his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Mind reading, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not the asshole. Jake can express if he doesn't want to keep watching them. You've asked him. He can talk. He can decide whether or not he wants to be honest with you. But all you can do is take him at his word. Her comparison makes no sense. Neither is something that people want to be randomly reminded of, but there's a difference between disability and experience. Also, if she must compare bad childhood to dyslexia, this wouldn't just be like, haha, you can't read. It would be like, let's work on reading together and different reading strategies that you may have not gotten in earlier grades, which would be a good thing. That's a good point. That
Mm-hmm.
this is a strategy. This is approaching something as a strategy of coping as opposed to, haha,
Which,
making fun of it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not like, yeah, I'm showing you these and going,
To make
oh my
fun of
God,
you.
you also don't know 101 Dalmatians? Wow, you had the worst. That's not how she's approaching it at all.
Yeah.
Wow, there's some common threads amongst these 4 stories we've heard.
Yeah.
It's like, don't expect people to read your mind, especially romantic partners, parental failings,
Mhm.
boundaries. Just because you can doesn't mean it's okay or you should.
Mhm. These are good lessons.
These
And
are
you know what?
good lessons.
You know where you can learn a lot of these lessons? Disney movies.
It's
So watch them with
true.
your significant other, but
It's
just
true.
don't talk to your sister about them.
Yes. And please don't tell inconsistent stories to your family that you're not telling to your significant other. Not a good idea. No.
All right.
Wow. We could do this all day.
So if you enjoyed this and you're like, oh my God, I just wish I had one more. Well, we have good news for you. Available right now in the Poor Unfortunate Patreon is a bonus episode with one more story. So go to patreon.com/Poor Unfortunate Podcast, sign up, and you can listen to the episode right now without any ads.
Mm-hmm.
So you should go do that. All right. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you liked what you heard, please remember to hit follow or subscribe wherever you're getting the podcast. Opt in for notifications if you're on YouTube. And then this is that moment. Hit 5 stars, leave a written review or a comment, and just share the podcast with a friend, someone else who, loves to talk through some juicy gossip or something like that.
That is always I actually really enjoyed this as our return as we're like halfway through summer, just to let's like chit chat. This was great. A little cash sesh. So we would love to hear your opinions on these stories. Definitely leave a comment on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. I think that's everything. Leave a comment on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. We'd love to know your thoughts on these. And if you're looking for even more Poor Unfortunate podcast in your life and you want to have in-depth discussions about these episodes, please join the Poor Unfortunate fam. So that is our private Facebook group and our Discord server. We're getting close to 100 people in our Discord channel. We're talking about all sorts of things, like a wide range of things that we all have in common outside of Disney as well. And
they also got an exclusive look at the merch before everyone else did.
That is very true. Yeah, we like to sprinkle little things in. And if you don't know anything about Discord, it's free to join. You just make a username and then you can hang out in there and chat. And so it's a great way for Connor and I to find out who is listening, what you're interested in, and we love to get your thoughts in advance on things. So definitely join us and you can have way more input going forward about future episodes.
And as I said at the beginning, we have launched our collaboration with Most Magical Printing Company. Go to poorunfortunatepodcast.com/shop to access the Poor Unfortunate shop and see all of the new merchandise that we have for you. Again, that's poorunfortunatepodcast.com/shop.
Check it out on social media too. Like if you want to see it, we've done a video where we're physically holding all of the things and you can really get a good sense of them that way. So check that out on Instagram, TikTok, all those places.
And if you want to support the podcast and get a little bit more for your money, Go ahead, join the Poor Unfortunate Patreon, patreon.com/poorunfortunatepodcast. All of our plans are under $10 a month, and they give you exclusive bonus episodes like the one that you're about to get if you are a Patreon member. That'll continue these Reddit stories. They'll give you a merch credit to use in the shop, as well as for our Trident tier members, our bi-weekly mini episode series, Caroline, What's New?, where we go through all the latest and greatest in Disney news. So thank you to all of our Trident True, our Patreon subscribers. We love you so much.
We love
and
you.
Thanks for keeping the podcast fresh and cool. It doesn't cost much. Just your voice.
It's good.
Alrighty. Well, we will be back very soon with another episode.
Yeah,
and another
back on
cycle.
schedule. Back on schedule. Generally, I would say.
Generally,
yes.
yeah. Summer's always a little difficult. Lots of things happen. But yeah, we'll be back with a rant and rave episode next. So until then, Beluga Sevruga.